That's Milwaukee synth pop band Gold, which will be opening for Passion Pits on the Miller Lite Oasis stage on June 30th at Summerfest. I'm here to talk about local bands playing Summerfest with Jordan Lee, program director from 88.9 Radio Milwaukee. Thanks, Jordan, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Piet.
So, obviously Gold playing Summerfest, that's kind of a no-brainer, and it's a good pairing with them with Passion Pit. What's interesting though about this year compared with recent years is there are fewer local band opportunities at Summerfest for a key reason.
Right, if you look at the total number of Milwaukee area bands performing, the number is down dramatically, and that key reason is the loss of the local stage. The all-local stage, which has gone through different versions, it has evolved, you had MSC involved at the beginnings of it, then K&E kind of owning last year a really big footprint on the grounds, which now this year we don't have.
Right, K&E is, for those that don't know, has dropped out as the sponsor of this local music stage. It was really a philanthropic endeavor, and it was an opportunity for local bands, a lot of beginner local bands that kind of graduate up to Summerfest to get their foot in the door, and some of those bands that headline that stage would go on to the bigger stages. So with it gone, Summerfest vowed that they would try to add more slots, and they're clearly, the Summerfest lineup, for having 800 plus bands, a vast majority are still from Milwaukee. But it's still a loss, but there are still a lot of good opportunities.
Absolutely. I mean, Summerfest has always been the people's festival. So by definition, the daytime and even getting into late in the evening, you always have seen great local bands. This year, I'm really impressed that there have been some pairings that I think were particularly smart and are things that you would expect if these artists weren't from Milwaukee. Yeah. What I mean by that, let me give you an example. So Martin Garrix is performing, and he's on June 29th.
Yep, opening night. Huge EDM superstar.
Right, so if you're not familiar with Martin, as far as outdoor electronic festivals go, he is a headliner's headliner.
Yeah.
But then you have Antics, a Milwaukee-based duo, and Kings, another Milwaukee-based duo, who are doing their own thing, getting international attention for their brand of electronic music, and they're opening for him. It just makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it's one of many cases where there are local bands getting those kind of prime 6 and 8 p.m. slots before headliners that work really well together. Another one that really stands out to me is Trapper Shep, a local Americana artist. He's opening for Ray LaMontagne, another Americana artist, nationally known Americana artist, on the Harley-Davidson Roadhouse stage on July 1st. And Trapper, he had his first album a few years ago when he was just 19. It was really impressive, just full of charisma and just really sharp songwriting. And he's dramatically upped the ambition for his latest album, Rangers and Valentines. So he's really earned that 8 p.m. slot.
I mean, just look at that new music video he's put out. He has stepped himself up to a national caliber artist. He's got national players producing and managing what's going on with his career right now. And again, if this wasn't on Milwaukee's lakefront, it would still make sense to have Milwaukee's Trapper Shep opening up for Ray LaMontagne.
Sure. And we talked about in the earlier segment kind of the lack of many hip-hop opportunities at Summerfest. But that said, the big hip-hop draw, The Roots, is going to have a local band opening as well.
And I think a good local band, when you're talking about hip-hop music, it can go either way. And with this particular collective here in Milwaukee, New Age Narcissism, it's kind of like a super band. You've got members who are in hip-hop, members who are in more funk and soul music, members who are into electronic, you have singers and R&B artists, all in this super collective band that performs one of the city's most dynamic live shows. And I think it's a very smart mix to put them right before The Roots, because they're going to bring an energy level up that's just going to make The Roots remember why they love playing on Milwaukee's lakefront.
Yeah, and The Roots is a very eclectic hip-hop band. And individually in New Age Narcissism, you have big names locally, like Webster X, you've got Lex Allen, you've got Siren, Lord Freddie. So to have them all on one stage before The Roots, it's a really sweet opportunity. You've also got an artist, a veteran soul artist, the godfather of Milwaukee soul, Harvey Scales, who's opening for Kool and the Gang on July 7th.
I don't think a lot of folks in Milwaukee always give Harvey the credit that he is owed. He is one of the founding fathers of the Northern Soul sound. And a lot of archivists and, as I like to lovingly say, record nerds have always had an affinity for Harvey's music. But now here in 2016, he's getting a little bit older, and he's had this opportunity to open up for a group who's also getting a little bit older, Kool and the Gang.
Yeah, sure. So it's an opportunity to see him when you can. And then you've also got on July 9th, this is a really cool sandwich pairing where you have Neil Finn, who's playing at 4 o'clock. Ben Folds playing with Y Music, this chamber pop group, at 10. And then in between, some really good pop, really smart pop songwriters with Mike Benign Compulsion and the Woolridge Brothers.
Exactly. Great fit, makes sense, the fans are going to get it, and it's going to be a good sonic pairing. One of the things I'm most excited about is with Femi Kuti coming back, that they decided to have Paul Seabar open for him on the final night of Summer.
Yeah, because Seabar is, a Milwaukee music veteran who has a really eclectic world music sound,
Yes.
playing before, the son of a major Afrobeat artist. It's going to be a really good one to end the fest. And there's going to be a lot more local music coverage at jsonline.com/summerfest throughout the run. So Jordan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Piet.